Did you practice yesterday?
No, I couldn't, Prasad. I was in a big mess. I lost everything in my purse, so I went around canceling my cards and all of those things. Yesterday I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
But today I'm surely gonna do.
Yeah.
So you said in practice folder, you made 2 folders, right? One was Ketkey and one was
Yeah, first this
practice.
is for your practice.
Sorry?
The practice folder is for your practice purpose. Just
Oh, okay.
you open the practice folder and continue.
Oh, okay.
Can you give me a recorded session, Prasad?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So any doubts up to yesterday's class, last class?
No, Prasad.
So without the practice, how can you get the doubts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Although there was a lot done the other day, I mean, if there is some kind of a guide that we could refer to, because there are a series of steps that you went through, and down later on in the job, we just need to be able to remember the sequence you followed. So if there's a guide to refer to, even though
practice, then you can easily understand the sequence.
Exactly, but the lack of practice,
Yeah, it is initially you'll get a little bit some confusion on the sequence of step-by-step process, but once you completed 3 or 4 examples, then you can easily work, because everything is same. So first example and last example both are same, right? So
Yeah.
that is the reason. Just initially only you will get some confusion. So from second, third, fourth, fifth, all those examples are same. Only the thing is you have to apply the logic in the particular transformation level. So each and every transformation should have different own data type, then properties. So based on our requirement, we have to specify the properties. That's it. So no problem at all. Once just start the practice, then initial 1 or 2 days only you can feel some difficulty. So from third day onwards, very easy.
Okay. Preeti, do you want to practice together? Like in case we have any doubts, we can ask each other like in the daytime.
Yeah, I do not mind actually. I'm in the process of setting up my PC, and I know you're also in the same problem. So
no, we actually fixed it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So because that's what I was saying, and by the time you set up your PC, in the meantime, we can do it together. So even you can also practice at the same time.
Yeah, we can do a desktop share or something like that.
Yeah.
And get on the phone and figure things out.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after the class, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, visual practice is very helpful to get more knowledge actually. So because you can share your own thoughts with others, right?
Right.
No problem. Preeti, if the setup of your system takes more time, then don't waste your time without practice. So just take the session from Ketkey. Okay. So Ketkey system is available.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we start now?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So the next example is I think joiner transformation. Okay. So do you have a joins concept? Do you know the knowledge in joins concept in database level?
Yeah.
Different types
Yes.
of joins.
Yeah.
So different types of the mainly joins are used to combine the information from different tables, right?
Right.
So we can easily get the data from more than one table through joins. So in the joins also we have different types. Actually in the database level we have inner joins and outer joins and Cartesian joins. 3 types. So in inner joins again we have 3 different types. Equally type join and non-equally type join and self join. So here in Informatica it supports only equally type join on inner join. And in outer join, left outer, right outer, and full outer, all those are supported in Informatica joiner transformation. Okay, so in Informatica joiner transformation, we can use only the condition with equal operator only. So other than the equal operator, we cannot use here. It doesn't support any different type of operators. Actually, if you want to take some condition, you can easily write, for example, Sal is greater than 3000. So department number equal to 10. For example, job is not equal to manager. Here, not equal to, greater than, and equal to, these are all the comparison operators, right? So we have to specify the condition in the joiner statement. So if you want to specify the condition in the joiner statement, you have to use the different columns from both the tables in the join statement, join condition. So for example, you are trying to write some query in EMP and DEPT table to get the data through join statement. So the condition should be the columns in between both the tables. For example, EMP table DEPT number column equal to DEPT table DEPT number column. So both the columns are involved in the condition. So here the operator should be equal in joiner transformation. That's the thing you have to clearly understand here. Okay. So other than the equal operator, it doesn't support. Okay. So clearly observe this. In our source folder, we imported only EMP table from our source database. If you want to join more than one table, you have to import that particular other table also. So we have a DEPT table in my database. So I want to import this. So if you want to take any source table, you have to open source analyzer. So the source analyzer, go to sources menu, import from database option. So here, system, Oracle system source is the ODBC, system is the username and owner name, and the password is also same in my system. Right. See here, we have DEPT table. So this is the DEPT table. Just select and open. Right. DEPT is also imported in the source. Clear. So I have both EMP and DEPT in the source level. Now I want to design the target table. So actually, I want to combine these two tables and load it in target single table. That means the target table should maintain whole columns of both the tables, right? So in this case, we have to design the table with all the columns from both the tables from source database. So just see the, I just drag and drop EMP, but I want to edit this table. So I want to add the DEPT table columns for this table. So that is a thing, it's here, so clearly understand. So EMP underscore DEPT is the target table name, and columns. Last, I want to add 3 different columns. 3. So clearly observe here, new field DEPT number. Actually, in my both the tables DEPT and EMP, we have a DEPT number, same column in common. Actually, if you take these 2 columns in the target table again, table doesn't allow any duplicate columns, right?
Yeah.
So for this purpose, we have to change the name with just underscore. So this is a different name, right?
Yeah.
Next, name and location. These are the three different columns. Okay, DEPT underscore NO is nothing but a DEPT number in the DEPT table of source.
Yeah, Vivek.
This is the number type. And one more thing is, by default from our source table, EMP number column is a not null constraint. But if you take not null constraint, it doesn't allow any null values. But in some different cases, so we have to allow some null values for EMP number column. For this purpose, I just remove this. Okay. Just apply and okay. So table design is completed. Actually, only design is completed, but we have to generate one query and execute it in database level. Then only this table is created in the database, right? So for this purpose, we have to go just targets, generate and execute. So we need to connect to database first initially. The database ID, Prasad target. Prasad, manager is the password here. Now generate and execute option. Just close. So clearly observe the statement in the output window. So there is a create statement to create the table here. Okay, right. So source and target, both the tables are ready. Now we have to create one mapping. Right. Go to mappings designer, mappings menu, create mapping. So clearly observe this. Map underscore EMP underscore DEPT. This is the mapping name. So again underscore joiner. So this is the transformation name. Okay. So just nothing. It's a naming convention only. Okay. So map represents mapping. EMP and DEPT are the both tables. Joiner is the transformation. In this particular mapping, we use DEPT and EMP tables with the joiner transformation. That's what you have to understand here. So clearly, from source EMP and target DEPT both, and from target EMP underscore DEPT, right? So clearly, we see here, right? See, actually. In the database level, for example, if you use any outer statements, outer joins, we have different types. Left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. Here, in the left outer join, what is left? In the right outer join, what is right? So what type of data you will get from each and different joins? So actually, we can consider these two tables as one is left table and one is right table in the database level. So for example, based on the condition only, the operator left hand side column is the left table and for operator right hand side column is the right table, right? So here there is a difference between left and right in the database, but here there is no difference because that way data is moving from completely left to right. This is the way. But actually, in our source, both the tables will consider in the left side only. So there is no left and right tables here. Actually, for this purpose here, the terminology should be detail table and master table. So we have both two tables in the source. One is detail and one is master. Which is detail table and which is master? So for this purpose, clearly understand. This is the joiner transformation. Just click on here and click on here same. The joiner transformation is created automatically with the default name. So clearly observe this. So based on copying the columns initially, that is the detail table. For example, if you copy all the columns from EMP table to joiner transformation first time, so this is the detail table. Clearly understand. So I copied the EMP table columns. By default, it takes source type as a detail. So next, I want to copy the selected table, second table. So from this, see here, by default, this is the master, right? It automatically detects. We didn't specify the detail in master. For example, if you take DEPT table columns initially, then the DEPT table is the detail table. If you take so EMP table columns initially, that is the detail table. So that is the thing you have to understand here.
So whatever we take as second table, it is always called a master?
Yeah, it is always master. Whatever we take as second table, it is always master. Whatever we take first table, it is always detail. Okay. So after joining this, if you want to change detail to master, master to detail, the table types, then you have to go here in the ports tab. See clearly, you can change last option. Clearly observe this. Understand?
Okay.
Here, port name, data type, precision, scale, input, output. These are all the column fields, common fields in all and every transformation. But only the field which is master. Master. M means it's a master. Whatever the fields you selected here, that is the master column. That means master table. Okay. So by default, we take our DEPT table as a second table. That is the master table. Understand? And right. Next, you have to specify the condition for join, right? So go to condition tab. Condition, we have separate tab here. Go to condition tab. We have to create new condition. Of course, we can create more than one conditions here. Based on your requirement, we can create the conditions.
So we can create the conditions for on both the detail and master, right?
Yeah, of course. The condition should be, it takes both the columns from both tables. For example, if you take sal equal to manager, is there any other table? Sal equal to manager, job equal to manager. Is there any other table value? So job is a column name, manager is the value. There is no other table column to compare here, right? So for example, the DEPT number equal to 10, that is the condition. Is there any other table? We used just single table here, right? DEPT number is the column name of the DEPT table. 10 is the value. But actually, if you want to join two tables, you have to specify the condition with both the columns from both tables, right? From master table column and from detail table column. We use these two columns with different operator. That is the condition. So for this purpose, we have to create one new condition here. Just add new condition. So here by default, master table, drag and drop. These are all the different type of columns available. So which column you want to take here? Only DEPT number 1. That is the master column. And from detail table, we have different number of columns. Among these columns, we have to take here also DEPT number. And middle one, operator. This is default operator equal to. So other than this operator, we cannot edit this operator. See clearly, I'm just clicking on here, but it is not working. It is default and disabled. Understand? That means we can only apply equal to operator in the join condition. Okay. So now the join condition is completed. Go to properties. Here we have different types of join properties. But don't go for all these properties. Only the important properties are these two only. Join condition and type of join. So join condition and type of. Remaining all by default. Okay. So I'll explain you after completion of some concepts about remaining properties. Because those are all very helpful in performance tuning. Okay. So initially just we go with these two only. So join condition by default, it takes DEPT number 1 equal to DEPT number because it is we added in the condition tab. Okay. So in the properties type, one more option is join type. We have different types of join types. In the database level, inner joins and outer joins. In outer join, left outer, right outer, and full outer. We have different types. That's the same way here also. Normal join, master outer join, detail outer join, and full outer join. Here, normal join is equivalent to inner join, equi-type join in the database level. Equi-type means equal to operator. Okay. So, remaining master outer, detail outer, and full outer, these three are equivalent to outer joins, left outer, right outer, and full outer in the database level. Okay. So, clearly observe first initially normal join. Just okay, right. So everything is completed. We have to add the columns to this. Right. I want to save this mapping. Next, go to workflow. thing. So yesterday I showed you how to create the workflow actually. So go to workflows menu, create workflow. So by default it takes start task and go to separately session task, create session task, and then we can connect through one link. So by creating one link task, so all the different types of tasks are separately. But actually, I'll show you one more way to create the workflow with all in single step. So go to workflows menu through wizard, last option, just wizard. Here it's a three different steps involved here. First name, WF, that workflow underscore EMP underscore DPT underscore joiner transformation. Okay. Next. In the second step, we have to create the session with associating the mapping. So clearly observe this. Map EMP joiner. Just select and click on middle button. Add session for the selected mapping. When you click on this, automatically the selected mapping associated to session and created here. Okay. So we can create this session as a reusable and non-reusable. So this is also we can explain in later classes. So no, don't worry. By default, we can create these sessions as a non-reusable. Next, this is the scheduling window. In the real time, we don't want to create any. We don't want to run any workflows by manually. So we have to specify the scheduling. For example, so workflow runs every day in the morning 10 o'clock. So if you specify the schedule for this mapping workflow to run every day in the morning 10 o'clock, then automatically it will run. Okay. So for this purpose, we have to use this window. But here right now, we don't want to use this. Just by default, to run on demand. Run on demand means whenever you want to run this workflow, you have to specify manually. Just go to workflows menu, start workflow. That is the reason.
Or we can even do run continuously, right? How about the run
of course,
continuously, which means we don't have to come back to.
Yeah, based on the requirements, we have to run some workflows continuously. For example, in some cases, in the source master data fields are completely every second by second data is changing, right? In this case, we have to capture each and every change from the source database. So for this purpose, when you keep on continuously running the workflow, then only it will get each and every changes from the source database. Otherwise, it doesn't take the changes. So for this purpose, we have to run this particular workflow continuously. So it depends on the real-time requirements, business requirements. We have to use that particular schedulings. Okay.
So Prasad, over here we created a new session altogether, right?
Of course, for each and every mapping from the designer, if you want to run this particular mapping, then you have to create a separate session, because if you try to create the session, it automatically asking about just to select the mapping to associate with the session, right? So without mapping, the session is meaningless.
Right.
The session only the task is developed to run the mapping in it. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that is the purpose. The session needs to create separately for each and every mapping. Okay. So here the mapping workflow is created, link is created, session is created, and the mapping is also associated to this session. But here only thing is we have to specify the mapping connections by editing the session. So edit, go to mappings, source. We have two different tables. System source for DPT also, system source for target, same plus our targets, enough. Here I want to specify truncate target option. So do you know the truncate statement in the database level?
Yeah.
Truncate. What is the use of truncate statement?
It will show you the records that it will basically show you half, not half, but How do I explain this?
No. Truncate statement is completely used to remove the available all records from the table. That means completely deleting, permanently deleting.
It's a permanent delete, right? Truncate over delete.
Yeah.
You cannot undo your delete.
Delete all the available records.
You cannot undo
So for
it.
example,
Delete it can recover, but with truncate it is permanent. Not retrieve it anymore.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. So the importance of this property here is actually, for example, we are trying to run this particular workflow multiple times, right? So each time when you try to run the workflow, so each time the data is moving from source to target database table. So for example, just we started one time. So the available source 15 records are moved to target, and when you run this workflow again, second time, again the source available records are moved to target. In this case, so depends on your requirement. For example, if you want to append the all latest records to existing records in the target, then you don't want to take the truncate or target option. For example, you don't want the old records in the target table. You have to remove all the records from the target table. Then you always need only the latest records from the source table. In this case, you have to use a truncate target table option. This option is used to truncate the existing records. That means deleting all the records from the target table before the session loading the source records. Understand? So for example, already we have a different number of records in the target table. In this case, we don't want the existing records. You have to use the truncate target table option. That is. Understand? Yes. Save. I want to run this. Start workflow. Right. So it is running. Succeeded. Okay. So clearly observe this here. We can see the data over here. Designer, mapping designer, target table, right click, review data. So here the ID is ODBC Prasad target. User ID and password I provided. So clearly observe. This is the output here. So as per our condition, it's a normal join. Normal join means inner join type equi join. Equi join. For example, here it is a equal to operator. For this purpose, it takes only the conditionally matched records from the both tables. So clearly observe. The initial 8 records, 8 columns from the EMP table and last 3 columns from the DEPT table. So just observe this from last 3 and 4th column, 2020 department numbers, 30 equivalent value, 30 20 30 30 10. So clearly observe. Is there any other different value?
No, department number are the same.
Yeah.
Conditionally equal records, right? Actually, in my database, in the EMP table, I have one more record. The department number is 50. Understand? So other than 10, 20, 30, I have one more record. Department number is 50 in the EMP table. But it is not displayed here. In the DEPT also, I have different 2 other records. Other than 10, 20, 30, 40 and 60. Those 2 additional records are also not available here. Because here in the EMP table I have a 50 record, but there is no 50 record in the DEPT table. In the DEPT table I have 2 records, 40 and 60, but there is no 40 and 60 records in EMP table. So for this purpose, the condition, as per the condition, the EMP and the DEPT columns should be equal. Then only it displays the data in the target, right? So clearly observe, here I want to change the property join type from normal join to master outer join. Clearly observe this, master outer join. So here the changes are made, so we have to say this. The mapping is changed. Logic of the mapping is changed. So for this purpose, we have to refresh the mapping in the session level also. Then only those particular changes is reflect to this mapping. Refresh mapping. Clearly observe. In the top of session task, there is a icon like a triangle symbol. So that means it is refreshed successfully. So we have to save this also. Now it is saved. Start workflow. Running. Okay. Review data.
On a day-to-day basis, right, about work tasks, how much of complexity will we be, getting ourselves into? I mean, how complex can we, how much of complexity will we be working on? I mean, those are pretty much examples, but on a day-to-day, day-to-day tasks for transformations, the complexity is high. I mean, we'll probably be working with maybe about 5 or 6 more tables, right?
Yeah, of course, it is depends on the requirement only. Maybe in some cases 5 or 6 tables, in some cases 10 tables also we can use, but actually depends on requirement. For example, if you want to take 5 tables as a source and a single table as a target, we have to combine all the records from all the tables, right? In this case,
right, and we probably have to do nested, right?
By using joiner transformation, at a time we can join 2 tables, right? In case if you have more than 2 join tables, more than 2 tables in the source level, so you have to use the joiner transformation for each and every 2 tables. For example, here we have 4 types of source tables, 4 different tables. In this case, 4 joiner transformations needs to use here to combine all the data.
Yeah.
So in the database level also, for n number of tables, you have to use n-1 join conditions. Understand?
Yes.
So here also the same. Right. Here clearly observe, we just used the property join type as a master outer join. So clearly observe this, up to this record from the first record, these are all the conditionally satisfied data. So from both the tables, but only last record, just clearly observe this. So there is a record from EMP table, department number is 50, but there is no corresponding DEPT record because there is no 50 department number record in the DEPT table. So for this purpose, there is null values. Understand? Here, if you use master outer join, the data comes from detail table, the additional data. So of course, the conditionally satisfied data is common every time. But the other than conditionally satisfied data comes from only detail table if you choose any master outer join option. Understand? So for example, if you take detail outer join in the condition, then the data comes from DEPT table.
Master.
I'll show you that one also. Yeah, detail outer join. So we have to save here and we have to refresh here also and save here. Right. Preview data. Manager. You clearly observe this. These are the 2 different additional records from the DEPT. For these 2 records, last 3 columns only from DEPT table. So initial EMP table columns, every place null. Understand? That means the data came from DEPT only, not from the EMP table. Understand? And one more thing is here, full outer join. Full outer join, the data comes from both the tables. See, this is the record from EMP record. So the corresponding DEPT details are null. The last two records, these two from DEPT, the corresponding EMP records are null. Okay? So up to here from first record, these are all conditionally satisfied records. So this is the joiner transformation example. Actually, without joiner transformation also we can join in source qualifier level. Here we have a user defined join. By using source qualifier transformation, we can apply the own logic, our own logic. For example, in joiner transformation, it supports only equal to operator in the joiner condition, right?
Right.
It doesn't support any other than equal operator. But in source qualifier transformation, we can use any other user defined join. Just plain as that. We can user defined means just we can write the condition manually. That means we can use any different condition there. Understand? But it can be used only on performance tuning level. So we will discuss this topic in the performance tuning concept. Right. Joiner transformation example is completed. The next example is rank transformation. Okay. So, right. So let me tell you one thing. Actually, there is no difference between aggregator transformation and rank transformation. Almost both are equal, but only the difference is aggregator transformation can display only aggregator function related columns and group by column values in the target. It can only pass aggregator functions columns and group by columns to target level. So other than these columns, it doesn't pass through aggregator transformation, right? So in this purpose only, just we created, clearly observe this. This is the one. Yeah. So did you observe here? Just we used only DEPT number column and salary column from source, but we cannot take other different columns to aggregator. If you take other different columns, then aggregator transformation is a wrong. The logic in the aggregator transformation is wrong, right? But here, by using rank transformation, we can take the entire record. So clearly understand the example here. Actually, my requirement is, I want to take the two employees information from each department. I want to take only 2 employees information from each department. Understand? Actually, I have a different number of departments in the source database table. So maybe 3 or 4 departments or 5 departments, I don't know. So whatever. So in each department, the number of employees are working. So whatever the number of employees are, that is don't mind. Actually, I want only 2 members. 2 members means 2 records. So I want only 2 records from source database from each department. Are you able to understand? I want only 2 records from each department. But the records should be who's getting more maximum salary from each department. who are getting who are getting maximum salary in each department. The record should be those records needs to join load in the target table. Understand?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
almost we have total 15 or 16 records in the source table. These 15 members are working in 4 different departments, 10, 20, 30 and 50. In the 10 department, I think 3 or 4 employees. In the 20 department, I think 5 or 6 employees. In the 30 department also 5 or 6 employees. Like 50 department, I have only 1 employee in source. So from 10 department, I want to take only 2 employees who are getting more maximum salary. So 2 employees means the highest salary of department number 10 and second highest salary person of the department number 10. These 2. And from second department also I have a total 5 or 6 records. I want to get the 2 records who are getting the highest salary in the department number 20. The top highest, first highest and second highest. Okay. So this is my requirement here. So for this purpose, just the EMP table of source database is enough. Okay. So I want to design a target table. So clearly observe, in the target designer, just you can drag and drop the EMP of source table. Here I want to add one more column as a index number. Index number. For example, index number means it stores the information of top highest and second highest. That means so for highest record the number will be 1. The second highest record the number is 2. So based on the number from each department, we can easily identify this is the highest person, this is the second highest person. That's fine. That's it. Then observe this EMP underscore rank is the table name. And one more column I want to introduce here.
Index.
Just add it. Yeah, this is moved to the first column. This field as a first column. Index ID, for example. Index ID. That's it. This is the numeric type. Number PS. Apply. Okay. We have to generate and execute. So table is created. Mapping designer. Okay, so go to mappings menu, create mapping. Map EMP rank. Okay, rank is a transmission. So map from source EMP table and from target EMP underscore rank table. Sorry, yeah, sorry for interruption.
No.
Yeah, so clearly observe this. Here I just taken source table and the target table both. Now we have to use rank transformation between these 2. So this symbol is the rank transformation icon. So rank, click on here and here. By default, clearly observe the difference. So here actually we completed the examples on expression transformation, filter transformation, aggregator transformation, joiner transformation, all these things. But is there the default port generated by the transformation? No, there is no any default port generated by the transformation. But here, by default, when you create the rank transformation, it automatically generates the rank index. Right?
Right.
So, default port, there is no any source port. Clearly observe this. That means source means input port. There is no any input port. That means it doesn't allow the value from the source. It can provide the value to the target. So clearly observe. here I'm editing this open. So it isn't disabled. We cannot edit this because it is generated by default by the transformation itself. So data transformation scale, all these are default. And input port, there is no check mark. Only for output port. Variable and rank expression, these are all different. Okay, so we have to observe this only. Here, I want to take all the columns from source. At the same time, I want to move all to target as well. Right. So clearly observe, I am trying to edit this. As per our requirement, I am giving the functionality here. So clearly, actually, there is a default column, port name, data type, precision, scale, input, output, variable also. So here, up to this variable port, everything is common in other transformations also, depends. Okay. And one more additional port is R. R means rank. It is a rank port. So we have to specify the rank column here. Actually, rank, how can you identify the rank column? Based on our example, requirement. So here actually, I'm trying to get the employees records from source to target who are working in each department, who are getting more salary from each department. Understand? Who are getting more salary means here you have to group the records on department wise, and you have to identify the more salary values from each department. So here the comparison should be on salary column, right? So you can compare the salary column, then only you can easily identify who is getting more and who is getting least, right? So
Right.
for this purpose, the salary is the comparable column. So that is the rank field. So you have to specify rank port as a salary. Okay. So DEPT number is group by last one. So then only we can group each and every record irrespective of the department number. Next, go to properties. Here also we have a number of properties are available. Actually, we don't want all those properties. We want only top or bottom and number of ranks. So top or bottom is used to identify the highest salary values and least salary values. For example, if you want highest salary, then you have to use top. For example, if you want to take least salaries, then you have to use bottom. That is only the difference. So we want top salaries, top, highest salaries. So number of ranks means number of records from each department. Here in our example, we want to take 2 records from each and every department, right? So 2 records means the number of ranks should be 2. That's enough.
Prasad, I have a question.
Yeah.
When you say
Yeah.
there'll be 2 ranks, and what if, in the same department, 2 people, their maximum salary is 5,000. But they're 2 people with the
Okay.
same salary. So what happens then?
So it takes the same 2 records.
Okay, so how would it rank based on the
Here,
salary? Because both of them have 5,000. So who is first and who is second then?
both are first. There is no second here. Both are first. There is
Okay,
no second. Understand? Actually, we want to take only 2 records.
right.
So these 2 records, top maximum salary. So top maximum is there is a 5,000 records, 5,000 salary records, 2 records. Then the both 2 records, it takes both the 2 records. Those 2, the rank index should be 1. For both records, the rank index is always 1. Understand? So 1 means it is top highest salary. That is the thing you have to understand. So just select, save here. Go to workflow. So clearly observe actually, for example, if you want to create a separate workflow for each and every example. We can create it, but only thing is we have to create one session to run the mapping. So that is only the requirement here. So we can create the number of sessions in same mapping. So for this purpose, I want to create the session here itself. No need to take another workflow. Okay. So when you create the session, it automatically asks about mapping to associate. So what is that? The rank is, yeah, rank 1. So right here, I want to specify the link from here to here. Of course, we can specify the link from start task to this one also. If you specify this one after one, it is a sequential connection. If you specify here and it takes the link from start task to both of these sessions, then it takes parallel connection. So the connection is only the difference. Okay, so rest of thing is everything is same. Right. So I want to specify the connections, mapping connections for this system source and Prasad target. Right. Save here. Actually, I want to run this particular task only, selected task. I don't want to run all the workflow. So for this purpose, just select this, right click, start task is the option here. Start task. When you click on this particular task only starts. See, there is also joiner session in the particular workflow, but it is not started and continued. Here only rank task is only started and succeeded. So just preview. See, observe this. From each department, we are getting two records. So last DP number column 1010. So 5,000 is the highest salary. 2,450 is the second highest salary. For this rank index 1, 1, 2. So 1 means this is the highest. 2 means second highest. And for department number 20, 3,333 and 3,000. For this also rank index 1 and 20. And department number 30. For this also 1 and 2. And for department number 50, actually we have only one record in the department number 50. So it takes only one record. There is no more than one records in the source table. Understand? If you want to try with your doubt, just create the table. In that particular table, just you enter the same value, salary values. Then try to execute the example. It takes the same two records. It doesn't take any other record. Understand?
Okay.
This is the rank transformation. Any doubts here?
No.
Okay. Right. Next thing is router transformation. So router, see here, this is the symbol, single input and multiple outputs. That means it takes the information from single source and it provides the information to multiple target tables. This is the inversible example to joiner. Joiner takes the information from multiple source tables and provides the information to single target, right? But here it is reverse. It takes the data from single source table and provides to multiple target tables. That is the difference. Depends on your requirement of which records needs to load in which table. So we have to specify the condition there. So just clearly observe in our source we have EMP table. That is enough to do this practice, for example. And we have to specify the target table also, but multiple tables. In the target designer, I want to create the multiple EMP tables. Clearly observe, just name only I want to change. For example, underscore 10, EMP underscore 10. That is a table name. 10 means department number 10 records. Again the EMP table, but the name is different. Underscore 20. Same number, different column, but name is different. Here, underscore 30. And fourth value. Default or else other records. Other. Okay. Right. I want to generate and execute all these tables at a time. So go to targets menu, generate and execute. Generate from all tables. So it then generates at a time all the tables. Right. Every table is created. Mapping designer. Mappings. Create mapping. Map underscore EMP underscore rotor transformation. See, EMP, this is the source table. 10, 20, 30, and other. These four are target tables. We'll observe this. I think there is not enough space to show all the tables. Okay, this is the department number 10. Now, really, this is rotor transformation. Just click here, create. So observe, this is the rotor transformation. Clearly observe what happened when you copy the column from source to target. Just I'm dropping here. See, input. Did you observe this? Input. These are all the input columns. There is no any output fields here. So without output fields, how can you connect to target? So for this purpose, we have to create the output groups based on our requirement. Number of groups we can create. So just create rotor, edit. See, go to groups tab. When you click on add a new group to this rotor, by default it takes two different groups. Actually we have four different tables. For this purpose, we need to take four groups totally. Including default group, we need to take four groups. The first one, DEPT 10, department 10. The second one, DEPT 20. The third one, DEPT 30, department 30. So fourth one, default. First three groups are conditional groups. We can provide the condition for these three different groups. But the fourth one is unconditional group. We cannot provide the condition for this. Right. So clearly observe this. Just apply and OK. See the magic here. So when you add the groups and click on OK, it automatically adds output groups. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the 10 department group. These are all to 10 target. It is completed. This is 20. From here to here, These are all ways to connect to like 20. And this is 30. And this is other records. If you have any other than 10, 20, 30 records in source table, then you can load all records to others table. Okay. So these are all output groups. There is no input ports to all these things. You will update this. So for output groups, we have only output ports. There is no input ports. So for input group, we have only input group. There is no any output group. Okay. So that is a difference you have to understand. Right. Yeah. Go to groups. Here, for department number 10, the filter condition, group filter condition should be ports digit number equal to 10. Validate. Okay. Just okay. And for second group,
Equal to 20.
digit number equal
20.
to the third group,
dpt equal 30.
right. So you no need to specify the condition for this. Go to properties. There is no any property. So tracing level, it is by default it will come. So for all transmissions, this is the default, and you have to use only normal. So no need to specify any other changes here. Only the groups tab is important. Based on our multiple target tables, we have to create different number of groups. So we have to specify the condition for these and each and every group. Based on the condition only, the record move to that particular target. So for example, when you run this workflow, the first record is department number 10 record from the source table. So here in this rotor transmission, it checks all the groups. For example, department number 10 is satisfied in the department number 10 group. So then the record goes through department number 10 group through this table, target EMP underscore 10 table. For example, the condition is 20. So the particular record goes through this table. Understand? If the department number is 30, the record goes to this table. For example, other than these three, default table. Understand?
Yeah.
Save. I want to create one more session here. Router. Okay. Yeah, link. See this. This is the different way to specify the connection. These two are in parallel connectivity. Understand? When you consider these three, these are all in sequential connectivity, one after one. So that is the difference only. So mapping connections, system source, and these are all facade target.
So you indicated before that we can use just one session, right? For example, if you're working with another table, we can just draw this session line from start to the different target thing that we are working with, right? We can just use this one window, right? Because my question was that wouldn't it get crowded after a point if we continue to use only one window of this workflow designer of this, we have three targets here, right? We have, I think, department number, then ranked, and, three of them on this one sheet, right? So my question is, as we discussed very briefly before, you said that, you can do your workflows or sessions separately, or you can do it on the same window. Now, as we keep doing many more workflow designers, right? Can we put all of them in this one window, setting the link from start to that target, or even choosing the sequence? It could be sequential, it could be parallel. It is doable on this one window without clearing the screen, right? It doesn't matter. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, clearly
Which is
understand.
a better approach? Is it to clear this window, this content of this window, and do it for each transformation, each mapping we do, or we can put everything in the same one window according to our transformation and our conditions? I mean, according to our tables used.
Yeah, of course. Actually, here depends on our requirement only. We can use in all the different tables in single session, single workflow window. Actually, for example, we already discussed in the source data warehousing concepts level star schema.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular star schema, we have a number of dimension tables and single fact table, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, for example, we have 4 dimensions and single fact. That means 5 total tables.
Yeah.
So, if you want to load the data to these 5 tables, you have to develop the mapping for each and every table separately, right?
Yes.
So by using one mapping, we can load the data in single table. Of course, we can load multiple tables also. For example, in the road, for example, we at a time load total 4 tables data, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So for example, just assume this: we are trying to load through mapping. We are trying to load the data to a single table in single mapping. For this purpose, you have to create 5 different mappings for 5 different tables, right?
Right.
So, if you want to load the data, we have to follow the constraint-based rule also here. For example, in the star schema, we have a different constraint, primary key values in the dimension tables and foreign key columns in the fact table. There is a foreign key relation between these 2 tables. That means there is a dependency. That means fact table always depends on the dimension tables. First of all, we have to load the dimension tables. Then only we finally we load the fact table, right?
Right.
So 1 minute. Sorry for interruption. Okay, so did you observe this? Actually, we have 5 different tables in the schema. We created separate mapping for each and every table. Based on the constraint rule, we have to load initially for 4 different dimension tables. So after completion of the loading the data in the dimension tables, then only we have to load
into
fact table, right? So because there is a foreign key dependency, based on the foreign key, we have to load primary key values, then we need to load foreign key values. For this purpose, we can use all the tasks in same workflow, because all the tasks belongs to single dimension, single star schema, right? So in this case, you have to specify all the dimension tables initially after the start task. And later on, these tasks are different 4 dimension tables. You have to use fact table, fact mapping. Okay, so that particular session in the last level. So then only the dependency concept is working here. For example, this is the these 3. If you consider these 3 only, first start task, then one session, and after that in another session. That means there is a sequential order. Sequential order means one after one. If you run this workflow, entire workflow, I'm telling you, if you run this workflow, the start task by default starts the next session. After completion of the next session, then only it goes to other session. So till that, the remaining sessions needs to wait. Understand?
Yeah, yeah.
One task is completed, then only the other task will start. Otherwise, it doesn't start. So here, for example, if you consider these 3 only,
They can
These are all
start
parallel. Parallel means the start task at a time starts two different sessions. That means at a time, the two different mappings needs to run the data from source to target tables. At a time loading means the fact table and dimension tables both are starting at a same time.
Yes.
In this method, the confliction is occurred, right? So constraint based confliction. If the records are trying to load into fact table, the database level foreign key constraint is always checks whether the existing record is available or not in the parent table.
Okay.
Parent table means dimension table. Understand?
Yeah, yeah.
So if the record is available, then only it can allow. Otherwise, it rejects.
Okay.
So in this case, there is some confliction is occurred in parallel loading when you are trying to load foreign key dependency tables.
Got it.
Understand?
Yes.
So is your doubt cleared or not?
Yes, yes, it is.
Right. Yes. Sir. Anyway, good question. Okay. So here we have to specify the router connections. Of course, we specified. Save this. Here I want to run this particular task only. No need to run the entire workflow. So for this purpose, just select this task and start task. Here the router is running. Yeah, succeeded. So go to this. This is the target first table, EMP10, preview data. See, in this table only department number 10 record. Because as per the router condition, the 10 department number, all the records needs to move to EMP_10 table only. Because the connections should be to this table. Right. So second, review.
So every time we have to verify the data, right? That if correctly it has been transferred.
Yeah, right. The router transmission has to verify the data. Based on
Like
the
how we
condition.
are manually checking right now, making sure that it's
Right,
transferred correctly.
Right, exactly. And this is department number 30. All the records are available, only department number 30. And we have one more option. This,
Default.
the last table is default. There is no any other condition. So actually here the priority goes to conditional groups only. So first of all, the each and every record checks the condition in each and every group. For example, this is the 50 department number 50 record, right? So this first checks in first group. So first group is a department number 10 condition. So the condition is failed. Then it moved to second group. Here the second group of the condition is department number equal to 20. Here also condition failed. Then it moves to third group. So in the third group, department number 30. Here also condition is failed. Then only it go to default group. So through the default group, there is no any condition needs to check, and every record is connected to.
So in the default group, right, we can, since we have this number 50, department number 50, it's unique, right? The other ones had 10, 20, 30 of certain records, right? For example, if we had 60 and 70, will all the other unique numbers without a combination, right? They'll all be dumped in this, right?
Whatever the records
Extra.
is not satisfied in the conditional groups, those all the
extras are put
records
in this
will be
table.
targetable.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
So
yes.
that is the purpose. Unconditional group, there is no any condition, so it passes any record.
And all the extras. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So this example is completed. And the next one is sorted transformation. Understand? Sorted. So sometimes in our this particular version of this software, it doesn't execute properly through the software transformation. Sometimes it may happen, but please don't mind. I'm clearly explaining the correct way, but sometimes the output should be, it doesn't display the output. But I can show you how to implement this auto translation here. Right. In the database level, you already know about order by class, right?
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of the order by class in the database? What is the purpose of order by class? Order by column name. So irrespective of that column name, it sorts the data into either ascending or descending order, right? Are you able to understand? Do you know order by class in the database level? Order by class. Okay. In the database level, actually, if you try to retrieve the records without any order by class, the default order of the inserted values, the same display, right? For example, select star from EMP. That means the available all the records will display in the same order of the insertion of order. For example, the first record is Prasad, the second record is Kitki, and third record is Preeti, right? So, for example, we are trying to retrieve the records with ascending or descending order irrespective of the person name. So, Prasad, Preeti, Kitki. Which records comes first and which records next in ascending order? It chooses alphabetical order. Prasad, Preeti, Kitki. So which is
first Ketki, then
Preeti, last Prasad.
But Prasad and Preeti both have P, but R and E at the first, the third immediate next.
Just, whatever the process, whatever the record order, so you know the process, right?
Yeah.
So alphabetical order process. So that is the same, the purpose of assigning a shorter transformation here. Okay, so rename MP underscore sorter. Apply. Okay. Target, generate and execute. Right. Here, mapping, create mapping, map underscore, MP underscore, sorter. Source MP, target sorter. This AZ, this is the sorter transformation. Select and copy. Here also select all and copy. Yeah. Quotes. So clearly observe. So everything is same, but last two is different. K, that is the key column. Okay. In the previous example, person name. Prasad, Ketki, Preeti. So person, that means the person name is the key column here. But in this example, I want to take Sal. So when you specify the key column, then only the direction will enable. Ascending, descending. Okay. And properties. So all are same. No need to change the properties. Right. Save here and one more session. Sorter. Link this. Edit. Sort. Target is same. Save. Not task. Mostly it is keep on running maybe. Keep on running, I think. That is the problem here. Anyway, I'll show you this example through database. Right. See, select star from EMP. Default inserted records. Okay, so this is the default order. Now, see, order by Sal. This is the example of Informatica right now. So clearly observe the order of before statement and next statement. So clearly observe this. 800 salary values. Say 800, 1600, 1250. Here 800, 950, 1100, 1250. Understand?
Ascending order.
Yeah.
This is the ascending order. So actually, we have to get this output in the target, but here the sorted transformation is on running because our version is cracked version, right? This is not a licensed version. In some cases, it gives some this type of problems. In some systems, it will execute successfully. Most probably, I'm getting this type of error in my system. Okay. Right. So, okay. So, do you want to continue or shall we start from tomorrow?
Is there any other shorter transformation you can cover, or other ones are long?
Yeah, this is the shorter transformation.
I mean, smaller transformation, quicker transformation. Any other quicker transformation? Okay.
There is no any quicker and shorter and longer, all these things. Based on the logic, only we have to.
Prasad, I think I'll also practice, and Preeti, if you have any time today, we can.
Yeah, we need to because
then we can go speed. Otherwise, no use because
Yeah.
we don't have. Right? So anyway, no problem. I stop it here and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Preeti?
yeah.
Any doubt? Close the record session. Okay. Any doubts?